aliens or steal his jobs, he showed more than his magnetic personality when he got his shame out as one of the XXX men. But he can squat from 0 to 300 in rapid succession, because he's Michael Fassbender. Tonight, Hollywood Swingers.
That professional introduction means it's time for our favourite segment of the show. Hollywood. He's a Fassbender, he can squat. That's a really good joke. Where we celebrate those Hollywood stars who have swung into music. This week it's Michael Fassbender. Tell me about him, Paul.
Yes, Michael Fassbender. He was born 2nd of April 1977, the exact same day as fellow Irish actor Aidan Turner.
Michael Fassbender's Irish.
We'll get there. He was born in Heidelberg, then West Germany, to German father Joseph and Northern Irish mother Adele. And at 2 years old, the Fassbenders moved to Ireland to run a restaurant as they wanted to bring their children up in the countryside rather than the industrial surroundings of their then German home. He first got the acting bug from a workshop that took place at his school, but Fassbender's parents weren't quite so hot on him becoming a thespian. They would hope that he would rather get into academia like his sister, she's like a big-wig psychotherapist. And she works with like ADHD and stuff like that.
Oh, do you think she could help me?
Maybe. But the young man wasn't for turning, and at 17 he was cast in his first stage role in a local play, and then at 18 he put together his own production of Reservoir Dogs with his friends in an Irish nightclub.
Oh, I love that.
They tried to make it a charity night, but strangely no charities were really that interested in being associated with the works of Quentin Tarantino. At 19, Fassbender left home to study at the Drama Centre in London, and he soon won his first screen role, where he starred in the 2001 Steven Spielberg TV series Band of Brothers.
Lots of actors came up through Band of Bros.
They did. The actor, Fassbender, thought he'd made it big.
Yeah.
He thought, this is it, I'm going to be a big star.
A lot of them did.
Before he realised that the show featured pretty much every young British or Irish actor at the time, including early roles for the likes of James McAvoy and Tom Hardy.
Yep.
Instead, the actor was resigned to support himself through odd jobs such as bartending. He was a postman, and he even worked in a call centre for Dell, funnily enough. An attempt to make it in LA for a couple of years didn't really work, and that proved to be fruitless. He had to come back, and he plodded along as a jobbing actor with a number of TV roles in the likes of Holby City. He starred in an episode of Poirot.
Do you know what, though? That's like earning your stripes as an actor. He's not one of these young bucks who've just been thrown onto the screen and become a big star. He's had to do the proper rounds of British television.
Yeah, he worked his way up
properly.
And
has he been in a Midsummer Murders?
No, but he did star in a Guinness commercial, the one where the man swims across the ocean to America.
I get very confused by Guinness commercials.
And it wasn't until 2007 that Fassbender made his big screen debut, starring alongside Gerard Butler as one of the muscle-bound Spartans in the film 300. As well as a role in the low-budget horror thriller Eden Lake, the next year saw Fassbender take on his breakout role, where he starred in the Steve McQueen film Hunger. That was about the 1981 Irish hunger strikes. He played Bobby Sands, and for the role he lost over 16 kilograms. It required constant medical supervision. But the effort paid off, because the film was a massive critical success. It basically strapped a rocket both to Fassbender and Steve McQueen, the director. The next year saw Fassbender invited to audition for a role in the new Quentin Tarantino film, Inglourious Basterds. A dream given his previous production of his work in an Irish nightclub. However, the actor thought he was auditioning for the role of the main villain, Landa, only to turn up and find that Tarantino had already cast Christoph Waltz in the role. They did, however, ask him to audition for the smaller role of Lieutenant Archie Hickox.
And you would say yes?
Yeah, but despite a dispirited read, given his disappointment, he got the part and he got to star in a real Tarantino production.
That's very cool.
2010 saw the actor make an early misstep with a role in the maligned cowboy comic book movie Jonah Hex alongside Josh Brolin.
Never heard of it.
Well, the actor himself refused to watch it. It was that bad. But he bounced back the next year with a whopping 5 roles. And those included 2 of the roles that would come to define the actor in the eyes of many viewers. The first was another comic book endeavour. This time he took over the role of the villainous Magneto, originally played by Sir Ian McKellen in the prequel X-Men First Class. It was a big success with both the fans of the Marvel series and at the box office. The second role saw him re-team with director Steve McQueen for the film Shame. And Fassbender in that movie, he played a sex addict. You shouldn't laugh at that.
I'm not laughing at that. I really needed to cough. And it took me a moment. You were pausing, so I decided I've inhaled a bit of dust and it's gone. Look at my eyes, they're streaming. It's gone right up my nose. But yeah, so we're talking Shame, which leads us to a new segment.
Yeah, he played a sex addict. He spends a lot of time on screen, basically in various states of full frontal nudity.
You're setting this up like I've got a segment about naked people.
His part was tipped, for an Oscar nod, but a lot of the focus on the film was around the size of his part, and it's believed that the Academy couldn't see past it, figuratively.
That's terrible.
Not literally, and so they didn't vote for him. And it's here that I would like to do a little feature within a feature, featception if you will.
Yes.
As we once again delve into the world of Ashley Storrie's historical brushes with people before they were famous, that I'm going to call Ashley Gump's box of exaggerated anecdotes. Take it away, Ashley Gump.
Okay, so back in the day, my mum was doing a show at the assembly rooms, and there was this really handsome guy who was doing the show after hers. So when she was coming off stage, he'd have to come and get changed in the dressing room, and I used to linger too long, and my mum would shout at me because I was making people uncomfortable, and that man was Michael Fassbender, or it was a Skarsgård. I can't tell the difference. But I think it was Fassbender. And that's when I met him. At the Fringe when he was doing a one-man play.
There you go, never know what you're going to get. The next year, he teamed with Ridley Scott to make another prequel.
Can I stop you a second?
Yeah.
Can you turn my mic down so that I can turn my head and try and clear my throat?
Professional.
Thank you.
So loud, that was ridiculous. That sounded like the aliens from that movie. 2012's Prometheus. He played an android who, spoiler alert, goes mad and kills a lot of people. He teamed again with director McQueen for 12 Years a Slave. That earned him that long overdue Oscar nomination.
Yes.
And then he starred again as Magneto in another X-Men film.
Never seen it.
One for them, one for you.
Yep.
2015, he was nominated for another Oscar with his brilliant turn as Apple founder Steve Jobs in the Danny Boyle-directed film with the same name, before he took a stylised stab at Macbeth, and then he donned his cape again.
I liked that.
Yeah, it was great.
It was good.
For another turn as Magneto in another X-Men film. Although I imagine it was the money and not the polar forces of the Earth that attracted him to return. Then something strange seems to have happened with Michael Fassbender. And the actor's career seems to have just fallen off a cliff within a very short period of time.
Yeah, but maybe that's a choice for him. You say falling off a cliff like he can't get work. Maybe he's just been like, I bent too fast and my back hurts.
No, he started his own production company, and then there seems to have been a series of choices that have not been good choices in terms of films. He made Assassin's Creed, which was a film adaptation of a video game.
And that's never going to be good.
Never going to be good. It was a flop. Then he did the sequel to the prequel that was also a prequel itself, in Alien Covenant, which was not judged kindly.
No.
And then he made an adaptation of the Joe Nesbo novel The Snowman. He played Detective Harry Hole, no laughs in the back, and it was widely panned with a Rotten Tomatoes score of 6%. That was in 1 year.
That's wild.
Needing a surefire hit to recover, he once again got the helmet out and he played Magneto in another X-Men film, and that was a complete critical and financial failure. and that was his last release since 2019.
Well, maybe he's a wee bit gun-shy. Maybe he just needs to have a break. Maybe he's thinking about going back to theatre.
Well, there's a couple of films that are set to be released at some point in the future, but, I mean, they don't look promising. But for now, he seems to be content just to race cars, having started racing for Ferrari and now Porsche in the European Le Mans series.
Well, he can get around those bends fast.
Yeah. Well, let's hope he doesn't experience as many car crashes as he did over the box office in the last few years. So now to tonight's song. Starring in one of his For Me films in 2014's indie comedy Frank, it saw the actor play a fictionalised version of the beloved British comedy character Frank Sidebottom.
Oh my goodness!
In the imaginatively titled Frank. And if you think I've been a bit harsh tonight on the actor that had been pegged as a successor to the likes of Marlon Brando, then all I can say is tough.
Carpet tough, a twisted woolly a Joshua tree, surrounded by its fallen friends, alone in threadbare woven field, lone, standing tough. Defy the foot. What age are you in carpet years? Is it spring and you're the first to wake? Or are you old but still strong enough to keep what winter wants to take? Lone, standing tough. Defy the foot. Is it luck that you're still standing and you've not been flattened too? Do you tremble in the little wind that's squeezed out by my shoe? Lone, standing tough. Defy the foot. Has your tuftiness mutated so your strands are made of steel? Is it sheer determination you'll never bend beneath the heel? Lone, standing tough. Defy the foot.
Never thought as my tuftiness mutated. What a strange song. Well, here in the Ashley Storrie Show, we judge our Hollywood swingers on a scale of 1 to 100 Kenny Rogers roasters, 1 being the worst, 100 being the best. We try and take it within the context of what's happening there. Now, that is from the credits of a film.
No, he does various versions of it through the movie. That's just the version that plays over the credits.
Okay, I don't like it. But then I don't like the Frank Sidebottom character. It frightens me. And that
You will not like that film.
that falls within the category of frightening paper mache mask man. So I'm going to give it 20 Kenny Rogers roasters. I found it very weird and too weird for me.
I don't mind a bit of weird.
No, I know, but it's trying to be weird. It's deliberately weird. It's not naturally
Yeah, but
weird.
he's playing a character that was weird, so that's fine. It was within character. I think he's a nice lilting voice. It's quite calming. I don't think that's as bad as you think it is. I think that's a decent 65.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go. That's Paul's score.
I think it just with an Irish accent you can just be a bit more lilting, a bit more sing-songy, and it just seems more calming.
Oh, I get you. See, I don't let people's accents or where they come from dictate my scores. I judge it based off the music, and I didn't like that music. Also, it had Haunted Carnival vibes, and you know I don't
You're
like...
now judging it based on the fact that it was a bit creepy, and all you're thinking about is Frank Sidebottom.
Always trust your instincts, ladies and gentlemen. Never, ever let let anybody tell you that they're wrong. Always trust your instincts. My instincts say no. Davy Hepburn in Aberdeen says sorry, but only 30 roasters for Fassbender. Get in touch via text 80295. Let us know what you thought of Fassbender's performance there. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Was it good? Was it bad? Are you just indifferent? Do you not care that it sounds like a haunted cauldron? Get in touch via text 80295. You can also email us. What is the email address, Paul?
It's ashleystoryShow@bbc.co.uk.
Now, if Mr. Fassbender is listening, because he's got a lot of time off just now, he might not be feeling much, but from Paul, I hope you feel the love. Here's Donna Summer.